All right, welcome everybody to the Merle on the Move show. I'm live here in the studio, coming direct here, and I got some stuff I'm gonna talk about. Once again, more subscribers. I appreciate it. Appreciate the comments from everybody that's listening. Appreciate the good information and everybody bigging me up. And it's what I strive to do. I strive to get good information, make it entertaining, and hope you come back for some more. The format of the show, like always, I cover sports, whatever's going on current in sports, football, basketball, boxing, baseball, whatever's going on in sports, UFC, all that. Then I go into a little entertainment, movies, TV shows, current events, whatever's going on hot in the streets, hot topics. Then towards the end of the show, I like to hit a little social issues, I like to what's going on in the news here locally and abroad, right? Here in the United States and around the world. And I call that social issues. Plus, I also talk about a little politics, right? And I don't like to put the word politics in my titles because that could be a dirty word. Everybody don't like politics, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people got different views, and that's okay. I welcome that. I welcome the challenge, because I'm independent. I don't sway one way or the other. I like what's good for humans, all humans. So let's get into the show. Let's take a little pause. Let me get the information I'm gonna talk about. So not a lot of sports today, but I am gonna talk about Iowa State because they did talk about Caitlin Clark, how she when she broke that record. Talk about that a little bit. I'll also talk about the slam dunk contest. That's why I'm a little late down here. I would have been a little bit earlier, but I watched it. 3-point contest. Talk about that a little bit. No football. Talk about what happened at the parade for the Chiefs. It was a shooting. Talk about that a little bit. Also, I'm gonna go over TV shows. Vince Staples. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but he got a show on Netflix. Shout out to him. Didn't know where that was coming from. I'm gonna talk about Charlemagne and just hilarious a little bit. She's pregnant. Shout out to that. And towards the end, I'm talking a little politics. And I'm gonna hit you guys with a Black History note. I know if you listened to the show last week, I talked about black people in swimming. The stereotype that black people can't swim or don't swim. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. That's gonna be my little Black History note. So look at tune in a little bit later in the show to hear that little tidbit. I got some facts, some history. I did a little research on it because when I was talking about that, it kind of made me think. So anyway, hopefully get you to thinking too. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about that, and then of course, the Joe Biden thing, how it's Trump and Nikki Haley and all that stuff. Fannie Mae. I'm gonna talk about her just a little bit anyway. So I'm gonna take a little pause for all my streaming services that listen and that I post on. Little break for them to put a little ad here and there. So anyway, this is Merle on the Move. I'll be right back. Listen to the music I playing here in the background. I'm always jamming. It's that pressure. It's that Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. Got that pressure. All right, I'm back. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, so today Iowa State played Texas Tech. Iowa State is ranked number 10. If you've been listening, I've been counting it down. They started at like 24, and then they was like 16, and then they was like, oh no, it was 19, and they was like 16, and it was like 14, 13. Now Iowa State is ranked 10. Shout out to Iowa State. They gonna do good in the dance. I'm looking forward to that. That's what I'm looking forward to in sports. But they beat Texas Tech today. I don't know the score. I could pull it up real quick, but I don't really care. They won. That's all that matters, right? That's what's going on. So also in sports, the All Star game is tomorrow, and because it's Saturday, and the slam dunk contest and the 3-point contest was today. So and it was another little thing in the middle with the slam dunk and the 3-pointer with Steph Curry and a female basketball player from the Knicks. No, not the Knicks, the New York female team, whatever it's called. I think it's Liberty. It's the New York Liberty. So I'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, so 3-point contest, Dame time. Dame Dollar won. He won the 3-point. He repeated. He won last year, and he won this time. Dame Lillard, 3-point champion. Shout out to him. It was good. It was really good. I think in the first round, 4 people had 26. Ice Trey Young, my man Iowa State, Halliburton, my man Halliburton from Iowa State. He plays with Indiana. He tied. He had 26. Dame Dollar had 26, and somebody else had. Oh, my man, Big Cat from Minnesota. Cat, yeah, he had he had 26 too. So then it came down to the final was I think it was Big Cat and Dame Dollar. I think it was final. Anyway, it was Dana Wood. I think that's what it was. Might have been Ice Tray. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, it was good and enjoyed that. The slam dunk contest has been weak. Last 10 years or so, it's been really weak and like no good superstars in it. This year they had my man Jalen Brown from the Celtics. He's not a superstar, but he's a star player. He's a Celtic, so I'm gonna show a little shade because I'm not big on the Celtics. You dig? But he's a star. He's not a superstar, but he's a star. He was the only star in it. It was another guy from the Knicks named I think Obi something. It was his brother. And anyway, it wasn't no stars. Anyway, so anyway, my man Mac McClung, the white guy, last year they won. They wasn't in the league, and I can't explain. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining him right. Let's check it out. Go to ESPN and check him out. He's on the front page. He dope. He look like Jason Williams. Look like Jay Will. Little Miami a little bit, but he's not in the league. He's on the G League. He won last year, and he was on the Sixers G League. This year, he's on the Orlando Magic G League team. He won again. And they said his team in the G League last year won the championship, and he got Rookie of the Year or Player of the Year in the G League. Why is this guy, and he won back-to-back slam dunk competition against NBA players. Why is this guy not in the league? Why is he not on somebody's bench, at least? You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he should be starting or even coming off the bench, but he should at least be on the bench. He can at least be a reserve. Come on. I mean, come on. He got game. Come on. He's a good dude. That's crazy that this guy don't have a job on the show, on the big team. Come on. Anyway, shout out to him. Give him a shot. Kenny Smith, let's talk about this. The judges and the announcers. Kenny Smith was announcing with Reggie Miller. I forget who the white announcer was. My bad. Didn't mean to describe him that way. I just can't think of his name. I'm going to let you know. One of the announcers for TNT. Can't think. I think his name is Kevin. I believe his name is Kevin. And I'm not sure. I believe that's his name. But anyway. Man, Kenny Smith was shading. He was shading the white kid. The McClung. Kenny was straight up throwing mega shade at the kid, like saying his dunks wasn't worth what they was worth. It's like he wanted Jalen Brown to win. Jalen Brown was doing some weak dunks. The kid was doing dunks over Shaq and didn't touch him. He wasn't pushing off of Shaq to get over him. Like to some other kid, another guy did another dunk and he used Shaq, but he pushed off Shaq. I could do that. I can run and push off of Shaq to get more room to get to the rim. So the other dude, this dude, he didn't push off Shaq. He jumped over Shaq. He straight up jumped over Shaq, yoked it. It was dope. He took the ball from Shaq, though. But the dunk I'm talking about, you should look it up. The dude threw the ball. He took the ball from the guy, or the guy threw the ball to him off his head. So no, I think he took the ball from the guy, and then threw it in the air to himself, and caught it and dunked it, all while in the air. How is that not a 50? And the judges didn't give the kid a 50. It was a 50. Now, Kenny was on him about that. But the other dunks he was doing, talking about, that was the same dunks. That was the same dunk that he did. No, it wasn't. And if he said that the dunk that my man Jalen Brown did, he just did a dunk with nobody there. Just did a dunk. It was it was an in the game dunk. He just did a windmill. Homeboy jumped over a dude. He jumped over two people, actually. He had two people. He had a dude on top of a dude's shoulders and jumped over him and dunked. And it was a dope dunk. Hate in my Chappelle voice. Anyway, that's the sports. So tomorrow's All-Star game. I'm gonna watch it. It's in the evening. I believe it's on TNT. I think it might be on ESPN or ABC. I don't know. Check your local cable sources for that. So anyway, let's talk about let's go into this entertainment a little bit. It's not really a lot going on. You know, Blueface was in jail. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know if anybody cares, but Blueface is in jail. It's kind of deep a little bit. I'm gonna talk about this Kansas City, this shooting that happened in Kansas City. at the parade. Like it's right down the road from where I'm at. Right, I'm in Iowa, so it's right down the road from where I'm at. And a couple of my homies I seen on Facebook. Shout out to Dom. I seen he was down there, and a couple other people too. Cat to cut my hair. He was down there too. So it was a shooting, and one person, 22 people, 21 people was shot. One person was killed. A mother, a teacher, a mother, a couple kids, and my condolences to the family. By the way, and it was some dispute, some argument, and then shout out to the patrons, shout out to the local people that chased those people down and held them down. They didn't just stand by and film or just watch. Because I hate people. I'm not that person. I'm not saying I'm no superhero or, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting in nobody's business because I'm not that dude either. I'm not finna get nobody's business. But if I see something going on that ain't supposed to be going on, I will intervene. I definitely will intervene. Be like, yo, what's going on here? And if I got to be the one to get involved, I'll get involved. I think that's your right as a citizen if it's needed. But don't go sticking your nose in business that don't belong to you. Because everything ain't everything. Because, I believe in that. But if there's something going on that I don't think should be going on, I'm going to say, hey. But I will mind my business. I don't be getting in people's business, man. I'm like, I ain't one of them people be like, I be like, I'm flowing all in my business. You gotta learn when to hold them. Learn when to fold them. Learn when to walk away. And know when to run. You better count your money when you're sitting at the table. Oh, I'm sure. Anyway, not making light of the situation, but what's going on? It's a parade. Big open spaces. They had 800 police. Anyway, my condolences to the family. I'm glad these people were apprehended. To say they arrested them. Let's enjoy the moments that we have. Let's shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl again. And next year they stay, man. Shout out to the Rams though. Ooh, next year the Rams. Anyway, let's move on to entertainment. I thought I was talking entertainment with him a little bit. I was talking about what did I want to talk about? Entertainment. Let's go to the shade room. So Taylor Swift. That's what I'm saying. Travis Kelce. He's going to donate $100,000 to the families or to some of the victims of the Kansas City, the shooting happened in Kansas City. And then I guess here it says that Taylor Swift, it was a girl, 16-year-old girl that was on her way to her concert in Australia that was in an automobile accident, and her and her mother and the 10-year-old child, I think, in the back seat, but the 6-year-old child that was in the front seat died. Girl. And Taylor Swift is going to donate or some money. I don't know if she's going to donate some money, but anyway, she was talking about it at a concert or whatever. So I'm going to condone that. I don't know why that made the news on anymore. I'm talking about that. I just seen it pop up. Anyway, let's move on to that. Past that. This is what I'm going to talk about. So I was talking about All-Star Game, right? This is some celebrity stuff. I like Chris Brown. I'm going to talk about Chris Brown real quick. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Chris Brown is still getting a lot of flack from some stuff he did in the past. I don't know Chris Brown. Like his music, can dance, great entertainer. Been around, been in the game a long time. An OG in the game. All the music, all the content he put out, fire. Fire. I don't know if he's doing anything right now. I don't know how recent or his last incident has been. But I haven't heard much. So what I know of Chris Brown is that he's been doing pretty good. I know some police was called to his place years ago out in Cali. I ain't heard nothing else about that. But anyway. So he was invited. This is a story that's going on right now. That's everywhere. He was invited to be in the All-Star celebrity game. They had a celebrity game yesterday with Shannon Sharp. Hope was one of the coaches. And they have a lot of celebrities. Kai Sinai was in it. He's a YouTuber. Shout out to him. He's doing it big. But a couple other people, a lot of other celebrities, right? But anyway, Chris Breezy can ball. He can hoop. He'll be on like the BET, like the 3-on-3 thing and stuff with Quavo and all them. He can really ball in LEB Chopper or something. So he was invited. And then somehow, I guess the sponsors, Ruffles, because they sponsor the NBA. Y'all see them potato chip bags. They got LeBron and Anthony Davis on the bags and all that. They didn't want to be affiliated with Chris Brown. They was like, no, if you invite him, that's gonna mess with our money because we got people that don't support Chris Brown. So the NBA decided to say, okay, well, Chris, you can't come. We're gonna uninvite you. But We want you to come to the game and be on the sideline to have a camera on you to show we have celebrities here in Indiana. Celebrities can come because this All Star weekend is in Indianapolis, not a big city. Been there, worked there. Used to live outside of Indianapolis for like 5, 6 years. So I know Indy. I know the Circle City. I know that area, right? Not a big city, nice city, clean city, bigger than Des Moines, but still looks like Des Moines. They wanted that exposure. They wanted the eyes on Chris Brown, but they didn't want to lose that sponsorship. My thing is, why are they on his head? Why are they messing with? And that's what Chris Brown is saying. It's like, why invite me and then uninvite me? Why y'all messing with me? Why y'all toying with me on something that I did in the past, on my past? So what he's saying is, if I'm reading what he's saying, if I'm picking up what he's putting down, they're still on him about what he did back in the day. Not nothing recently, not in the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. I'm not sure, but I'm just speaking on things from his perspective, from what he just said, his past. Come on, how do we grow? And that's not the only thing. It's just the recent thing where they've been knocking Chris Brown. So, and shout out to Mika Mallory. I guess she's been speaking on it. I don't know what she said right now. I ain't clicked on it, but yeah, I ain't feel too cool about that. I feel some kind of way about that. So anyway, how y'all feel about Beyonce? They said that Beyonce got a country album. There's a radio station in Oklahoma that said that they wasn't going to play Beyonce's album because they play country music. Now, heard what I just said. Beyonce has a country album. She put out 2 singles. These are country songs. She's from Texas, Houston to be exact. Cowboys are from there. So she know what cowboys is. She know what country music is. She country. She just everything. But she know what country is. So she put out country songs. So, of course, they're going to send them to the country stations like they supposed to do. This country station said, it's Beyonce? That ain't country. We ain't playing it. We only play country. So in their minds, country is only white. I'm not saying that to be a fact, because they might play a little Hootie. Darius Rucker, he black. They might play the Kane Brown. They might. I don't know the station like that. They might. I'm not sure if they do, but they might. But they looking at it like Beyonce ain't country. We ain't playing it. Taylor Swift ain't country either. But that's the genre that she claimed. She claimed country. And guess what? They play her everywhere. They play her on America's Top 40. They play her on the pop stations. They play her on the urban stations. Some of them probably do. If it's depending on what song. That song when she got with Ice Spice, they probably play that on urban stations. They play Taylor Swift everywhere. Not just country. So that's, you know what I mean? I said this before. Here in Iowa, I'm listening to, y'all remember that song by Katy Perry and my man Juicy J? Dark Horse. Dark Horse. You and I, we know what I'm saying. I shouldn't be humming that song. I know that sounds pretty bad. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's called Dark Horse. Look it up. Here in Iowa, they would play that song, but they wouldn't play the version that got Juicy J on it. So, how does Juicy J get more fans if the people that are listening to the song don't hear his verse? See, that's the whole point of playing your songs in different markets. So that person can say, "Who? I like that song. Who is that?" Because you might not know who the artist. You might not first time ever hear the song. You hear the song, you say, "Oh, who is that?" And then you look it up and you might buy it. But if that person is not on the verse, he don't gain those fans. And then that's what they're doing on purpose. They don't want the people in the small towns to get. They don't want to know. They don't want them to know who Juicy J is because he's from 3 6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Who run it? Who run it? Who run it? You know what I'm saying? Sipping on some scissor. They don't want them to find out who Juicy J. They want these little country kids. They want little country kids in these small towns to know who Juicy J is. You know who Juicy J is. You know what songs Juicy J got. Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. They do not want these little kids in these country towns that like Katy Perry to listen to no Juicy J. They should. Now, I'm saying censored music. That song, there's nothing wrong. Juicy J ain't saying nothing wrong in that song. They can listen to that song Dark Horse with Juicy J on it. Now, some of their songs, yeah, they're super explicit, and you know, you got to be 21 up, or 18, or whatever the age for that is. I agree with that. But that song, if it's been played down here in Des Moines on the America's Top 40, or in these other smaller towns on America's Top 40, play his verse too. He's not the only song. They do that all the time. They take the black verse, the hip hop or R&B verse off, or they won't play the song. It's got to chart really high, America's Top 40, for it to play in these areas, or it's got to be a certain time of night. Oh, they play some old school though. Oh, they love to play that old school hip hop. Woo, here in Iowa, boy, they play some old school around here. I tell you, they got old school hip hop, Tupac. You can hear all the oldies because they grew up on that. The programmers and stuff. Let me take a pause. Dedicate. Shout out to my mother. I'm gonna take a little pause right here. God rest her dead. Love you, mom. But yeah, they do. They do that around here. They love to play that old school. The programmers, the people that think they cool. Oh yeah, I know some Biggie Smalls. LL Cool J. You know Queen Latifah. They love that old school. They don't play that Public Enemy though. They don't play that. They'll say Flavor Flav all day. They don't know who Chuck D. I'll say, you know who Public Enemy is? They're like, nah, I don't know no Public Enemy. I say, you know who Chuck D is? They're, never heard of Chuck D. I say, you know who Flavor Flav is? Oh yeah, I know. Who Flavor Flav? Who Flavor Flav? They know who Flavor Flav is. See, that's how they see us. They see us like that, but they don't see us like this though. See that? They don't see that business time. That part. Anyway, let's move on to so Chris Brown, I feel you. I was getting to that. I feel you, Chris Brown. I feel you. I understand you. Pause the feel part. But I understand you is what I'm saying. Right on, brother. Like History Month. Right on, brother. My beige brother. Right on. We self-identify. It's another thing that black people do. We self-identify. You know what I mean? They didn't put this in our head. The master here, you know what I'm saying, on plantation, put in our head that we got to be against each other. So we're going to put the dark one against the light one. You know what I mean? Because the light one in the house, we fit the complexion, you know what I mean? To be around them and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't look so scary. And then we take that mentality that they put inside us and we treat each other like that. We look at other darker, some, not all. And I was bad at that as a child. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm light skinned. I want to get dark. You know what I mean? These are things that inherently that you don't understand until you understand. That's why I'm glad I learned how to play chess. I asked a lot of people. I'm getting on a tangent right now, by the way. I asked a lot of people, do you know how to play chess? And a lot of people do not know how to play chess. They think chess is just a game. You know, you can have a chessboard and you can set it out and you can just move. You can play against yourself, really, but you can just move a piece a day with a person if you honest. You know what I mean? And it's ongoing. You can play a game of chess and it won't end if you know how to play, or you can end it in 3 to 4 moves if you know how to play chess. That's life, ain't it? Don't you understand that? You can extend life or you can end it real fast. Every move you make in life is a consequence. Every step you take, something can happen. Don't live in fear. Live in love. And that's what's missing. We don't live in love. We live in fear. We live in envy, jealousy, what somebody else thinks about us, insecurities. That's what we live in. Live in love and you'll be happy. I have a lot of energy because I love hard, I love deep. Now, I don't love everybody, but I'm open to most until you prove yourself otherwise. And then I don't hate. I step away. I give you your space. Don't invade mine. We okay. In that order, right? In that order. So let's talk about a little few other things up here. Marcus Jordan. Because I'm a shoe connoisseur. Shout out to the shoe drop that came out today. I missed it. I didn't get none. I didn't get the Bread 4s that came out. One of them. But the reimagined Bread 4s. But shout out to Marcus Jordan. He was dating Larsa Pippen. I'm not shouting him out because of that. I'm shouting him out because Jordan's his daddy, and he's got that shoe store. I think it's called, what is it called? What is Marcus Jordan's shoe store called? It's like House of Jordan, some house or something. Anyway, it's dope. I forget what it's called. But anyway, you don't know who Larsa Pippen? If you don't know who Larsa Pippen is, hold on, let me tell y'all what this is. This drink right here, it's very good. It is a watermelon and lemonade country time mix. So it's watermelon and country time lemonade mix. Mixed it myself though. So fire. Anyway, back to it. So Larsa Pippen is the wife, or ex-wife, I should say, and I believe mother of Scottie Pippen, who played with Jordan, Marcus's pops. Yeah, Eric Jordan. We just talking about slam dunk contest today, right? But yeah, Dad broke up, and because Jordan didn't approve. Cause it's like, that's odd. That's weird. That's really weird. She way older than him. That's not the fact. The fact is, y'all was family. That's it's different if y'all didn't know each other. That's different. Age don't matter. Period. I mean, as long as you're of age, now that matters. Or if you knew a person when they were younger, that's different. If you know a person when they was younger and then you get grown and you like, hey, that's weird. To me, you do what you do. Those are my standards. That's weird. If you meet a person and they grown. You do what you do, in my mind. Other people may disagree. That's them. Back to what I'm saying. I feel like Jordan don't have nothing to do with their relationship, but I understand where he's coming from because him and Scottie ain't really cool anyway. And this is like, if they ever had a chance of being cool again in the future, this is messing that up. Oh, that's messing it all the way up. Those reunions, picture these reunions. You got Michael, and not Scottie coming up, but you got Michael and his new wife. I think he married again. And you got Marcus and Larsa coming over. And her kids. And they call him Marcus Daddy. Woo! I don't know, man. But anyway, so they broke up. He back with her, though. He like, no, we back together. Just so y'all know. Yeah, we back together. I don't know if y'all know that about that. Anyway, that's gossip, man. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but we're going to move on. We're going to move on past that. I don't know. That's something else. Let's go on to talk about Russia a little bit. So, I'm going to pronounce this man's name right. Navalny's. I'm definitely not pronouncing that right. But anyway, this guy, he was the guy. Now, let me give you a little background. I know who he was. Navalny death marks the end of an era of Russia. Putin saw the existential threat of Alexei Navalny, the opposition leader whose name he dared not mention. So this dude, I watched this documentary a while back. He was like speaking up against Putin. And they was trying to kill him. This is like 5-6 years ago. Maybe even longer than, not too long, but maybe within the last 10 years. And he was like coming at it. He was challenging him. He wanted to be the president of Russia. He was like, Putin's a bad guy, blah, blah, blah. So they had put in his water bottle, they had put some poison on the plane, on his bottle. Somebody slipped the poison in it, and while he was on the plane, he started getting real sick, and he almost died on the plane. They took him off the plane. And then they arrested him. They arrested him and put him away, right? And hadn't heard from, like, took him, sent him to Siberia or something, hadn't heard, and charged him. I forgot what they charged him with. I don't know, that he, criminal, he was just speaking up. And now he dead. Dang. Wow. What they gonna, and then you got Biden. Hold on, let's talk about Biden. Before I get that, let me get to my Black History moment. I'm gonna get to Biden, because he's still trying to give Ukraine money. We're gonna get to that. So last week I talked about swimming. This is my Black History moment I'm gonna talk about today. Black people in swimming. So, black kids in America, black kids, 64% of black kids in America do not know how to swim. That's a statistic you can look up. 64% of black kids in America do not know how to swim. The only reason, I grew up by the Mississippi River, right on the river, 15 minutes from St. Louis, right 5 minutes from the river, right? The only reason why I know how to swim, I think a lot of kids in my neighborhood, in my area, know how to swim because we grew up by the Y. I lived in Dooley Drive Projects, and right across the street from the projects was the YMCA. And in the summertime, when we was kids in the 80s, they had summer rec programs. And if you was poor, or if you had $1, or if you had $2, or you know what I'm saying, you can go swimming. But if you didn't have that, but in the summertime, you just enrolled to the program, you didn't have to have no money, you just go swimming. At certain times of the day, all the kids in the projects go swimming. Then in the rec center in Dooley, they had lunch. You know what I mean? Because, you know, some kids, the only time they eat lunch is when they had school. If they didn't have school, you wasn't eating lunch. You know what I mean? I actually seen kids eat out the garbage can. Real talk. When I was a little kid, I remember looking out my window. We had the shades, pull down shades in Dooley. And the apartment right behind me, we had garbage cans. And it was sprinkling outside. And I seen 2 little kids eating spaghetti out of a garbage can. And it wasn't a garbage can. What are you supposed to do when you like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid? I was like 7 maybe. And you see that. You know what I mean? Early morning, you see kids eating out the garbage can. Those are housing projects I grew up in. So I totally understand that. But the only reason why I know how to swim, like my mother did not, God rest her soul, did not know how to swim. My father does. My father didn't teach me the why did. You know, my children, all of them, know how to swim. So that being said, this is why I feel, and with this documentary I was watching about the percentage and stuff like that, I can share that to y'all. I'm posting in the comments if you like. If you're interested, let me know. The reason why I feel that a lot of black people don't know how to swim is the fear is instilled in us as people. It's not just the boat ride. I'm sure that probably put something in our ancestors, you know, that boat ride. Seeing your own people, because they don't talk about that. I seen a post on Facebook how they said they don't want to just hear about black history. They don't want to hear about the slaves that was enslaved. They want to hear about the slaves that fought back. Shout out to that. You know what I mean? I think it is some stories about that. And I want to know more about that also. But seeing black people jump off that boat because they didn't want to be slaves, they want to go into bondage, had to be horrible for the ones that did make it. They didn't jump off the boat. Had to be horrible to see that. Okay? And I'm sure they tell those stories and pass down from generations that put fear in water. Well, black people didn't want to go around water. And the area that I grew up in, like I was saying, you got the Illinois side and the Missouri side. And to get to freedom, you got to cross. The thing about Alton is right there. And then there's a lot of woods, right? And then it's the city of St. Louis. Now, it's not as far as it is, as farther than it is now, closer to Alton than it was back then, right? So you had to go through a whole lot of woods to get to the river. But once you made it to the river, you had to cross the river. And in your mind, you like, it's freedom right over there. If I can get across that water, I'm a free man. And a lot of them, when they was crossing that water, was under duress. That means it was dogs on them. They was on them. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't swimming. They wasn't going, we're gonna go for a swim. They was running for their life. They had to get in that water. Some of them drowned. And to see some people drown for they running for their life would scare the hell out of you. And you would tell those stories to your children. And your children will be scared of that water, just like the boogeyman. Just like when you tell kids be scared of the boogeyman. So if you tell your child that it is a boogeyman, and you try to scare your child when they're trying to go to sleep at night, they're going to be scared forever. But if you calm your child and you tell your child when they're scared of that, then no, it's not, and you make sure that they understand it's not that. When they get older, they do the same thing for their children. And that fear, that anxiety of that issue diminishes and goes away. So it's a natural instinct. We all have anxiety of something. And if your parents don't swim and they've never took you swimming and you see that water, you might be scared. Some don't. Some like a fish out of water, natural instinct, jump in that water, bam, gone, right? Some scared. Some only put their toe in it. Then you got some black women, because you know they get perms and stuff like that. They ain't trying to mess their hair up, so they ain't finna put their head in that water, so they don't get no water. And they get their hair done. Some young black girls get their hair done 11, 12 years old, just for me. You know what I'm saying? I think my little girls get just for me when they was like 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying? But they went swimming too. They swim cat. But you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So no, it's not a fact that black people don't swim or can't swim or uh, all are afraid of swimming, but it is a thing that a lot of black people don't swim, can't swim, and are scared to swim. So it's like you don't want to put a stereotype or type class a group of people. But I just told you, 64% of kids, and you start as a child, people go swimming for fun, for sport, white people, and some black people, some. My daughter used to go get invited swimming all the time with her friend because she used to do it in the relays and stuff. Her friend did. And she would invite her. So she'd go swimming too. So, and I went swimming too to the local pools and stuff like that. So shout out to that. But back then in the 60s, what I was saying is documentary I was watching, it was segregation. They wouldn't let the black kids. So the black kids couldn't go swimming. So even if you lived in the inner areas that had public pools and city pools, they wouldn't allow black people to swim. And in that documentary I was watching, they used to, before World War I, they used to use them as wash houses. And they would pour bleach and stuff in the water and acid and stuff and all that kind of stuff in the water. They had video of it when I was watching the documentary. They had video of them doing it. And they had Lyndon Johnson come up because the civil rights, remember the civil rights hadn't even started yet. Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, we wasn't black people, wasn't afforded the liberty to learn to swim for our parents and stuff. 60s, in the 60s, it wasn't a thing. Not for black people, but white pools. They got a car pool here in Ames, Iowa. It's been around since 1920 or something like that, 1919, something like that. And it was owned by somebody named Carr, and it was his pool. The city was going to do one, and they didn't want to do it, or they was going to do it for the city, and the city opposed it. City of Ames opposed it, and they decided to just do it themselves and had it in their backyard and invited a lot of people. And then later on, the city bought it, and then it was Carr Pool. And then they built another one, and now they're here in Ames, over here by the DOT, they're building an indoor pool for the city. But black people can go to the pool now. But they don't be going to the pool like that around here. There be a few black people. Shout out. Shout out to that. Anyways, that's not a fun fact, but that's my Black History thing. Yes, I believe that the reason why a lot of black people are not swimmers is instilled. It was taught. It was something that was passed down. Now, like I said, it's not a thing, but it's kind of a thing. You can debate me on it if you want to. I welcome it. I could be wrong, but you got to prove it if you think I'm wrong. Joe Biden. So Joe Biden, he want to send money to Ukraine. Gas went up. Inflation's still up. We got my man Elon Musk is doing the neural plants in humans now. Did you just hear that? What I said? Elon Musk, I seen it. He doing neural. He was doing it on the pigs. He's doing it on humans to get, if you're a quadriplegic, where you mean, brain waves. Yeah, he Biden trying to send money, send money to Ukraine, man. What we doing, man? Why they send money over there? Why they send money over there? There's so much going on over here. So much going on. So much going on over here. Election coming up. Shout out to my man, the Daily Show host, Jon Stewart. I like Jon Stewart. I'm glad he's back hosting the Daily Show. I watched the first episode he had on Monday. I really like Jon Stewart. He's a thinker. He's a real thinker. I like his humor. So I like that. Also, Charlemagne, he is so disrespectful. Oh, wow. He was doing an interview with Fabio Foreign, wasn't paying attention. I think I told y'all last week he burped on the radio. He said the D word when he was talking about Drake in a video, showed his penis on the video, and he said the D word, and Envy was like, "Bro, what is you doing? What is you doing?" He was like, "What?" It just kept on going. I mean, he keeps saying it, but it just kept on going like he ain't doing nothing wrong. I told y'all Jess Hilarious is having a baby. She's pregnant, 3 months, something like that. Shout out to her. I like Jess. She's fitting in on the show. But I know Charlamagne, you're your guy, but y'all need to check him. Get him right. He don't need to be on there. Anyways, Merle on the move. I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all listening to the show. Another good episode. Tune in next week. I'll be live again, and we're gonna keep it going like always. Put humans first. Love humans. Peace.